Hi, I'm Whitney Kell, and I'm reading from The Love Cards by Robert Lee Camp. And today I am going to read about the fives. So, Robert Lee Camp has this great book, and it's based on the deck of playing cards. And you just go to the front of the book, you find the day and birth month, and you can flip to the card. And for this particular reading, I am going to just do the five. So the five talks about everyone who was born under um, the birth dates that are connected to that suit. And here we go. Super exciting. Well, and the reason why I find this so intuitive and so touching is that, we all have different planets that are connected to the cards. So we're all in one of these cards at some point in our lives. And the five. And below, I'll put whose birthday is connected to the fives. Five is one of the most important of all the numbers because it is what many call the number of man. Five, more than any other number, symbolizes our race and the characteristics of those of us living here on Earth. All of us living here on Earth. Anybody watching this or reading this? There's no accident that we have 5 fingers on each hand and that there are 5 visible to the naked eye planets in our sky at night. Even the Great Pyramid of Giza, which to this day is the only man-made object that is discernible from those orbiting our planet, has 5 points. That's interesting. Perhaps its creators intended it to be assigned to any galactic travelers that those living on this particular planet are a 5-like race. 5 is the number of adventure and of seeking new experiences in the realm of duality. The 5 constantly seeks to expand itself and to discover what else lies beyond the security of home. We, as a race of beings, have a dominant theme of constantly exploring different experiences and forms of personal expression. We are constantly in motion. Each generation seeks to improve on their parents' generation. Improvement and progress are words dear to the heart of our planet, but especially to 5 people. It is interesting to conceive of a planet of beings with a different number as their base. What about a planet of 4s whose main concern was security? Though your birth card may be a 4 or a 2, you exhibit many 5 characteristics just by the virtue of being a human. So we're all 5s at some level. Since we are all 5s on one level already, what happens when you are also a 5 birth card? Now we have a more or less exaggerated version of the 5 energy. In many cases, 5 birth cards exhibit such an extreme example of the quest for new experiences that is difficult for those around them to understand their motives. 5s will often take great risks and endure hardships, all in the name of adventure. Whatever they are doing in their life, regardless of what their motivations may seem to be, their true motivation is that of gathering new experiences, ideas, relationships, and value systems. They are explorers with an insatiable thirst to find out what lies beyond the horizon. In general, 5s do better with occupations that afford travel and variety. Travel brings opportunities to meet new people and be exposed to entirely new situations and customs, which all 5s love and appreciate. Even if they are in one job for a while, they will be progressive and try to take it in a new direction. Sales in one form or another seems to be a common 5 occupation. There is something about their desire to understand and experience everything that makes them great salespeople. They seem to be able to relate to almost everyone on their own level, making them feel at ease and understood. These are some of the most important ingredients of a successful salesperson. Sales also fits them because it usually affords them the freedom to create their own schedule. Along with being a 5 comes a great deal of discontentedness and restlessness. Unlike other cards, even the odd-numbered ones, these people will often just get up and leave or move to a new location when a restless urge overtakes them, as though they have no real home. Home is the domain of the 4, remember, and the 5 is the number which evolved out of the 4. For them to seek security would be like going backwards in one's evolution. The 5 is the one always seeking to leave the comfort of security of the known. To a 5, settling down into a normal home life can seem like a prison. Freedom is the most important word in their vocabulary. If anything seems to hamper their freedom, they will usually rebel or simply leave. Commitments in personal relationships may also seem to hamper their freedom as well. And this is why fives as a group are some of the least marriageable of all the cards. They may actually live with a person for a number of years without any formal commitments or contracts. Some of them do get married, of course, but the usual expression of the fives always leaves some options open. These people that they are most attracted to are usually the other cards that dislike commitments as well, such as the threes, the queen of clubs, the queen of diamonds, for example. The question for a five in relationship may be, can one person truly satisfy my need for a well rounded experience in the love department? More often than not, the answer is no. For a five to be happy, they must fully accept who they are. To go from one job, relationship, or living situation to another over and over again is not what our society considers especially honorable. It often leaves one feeling insecure as well because no one thing was pursued long enough to make a success of it. This can create an inner conflict with the five person, many of whom also have urges for financial or romantic security. These urges conflict directly with five energy, and thus we find that many of them are constantly in conflict within. The happiest fives are those who claim their birthright and understand that this world is nothing more than something for them to explore. Nothing is as important as what they are learning and getting from their experiences. Five, in its highest expression, is the number of wisdom. Wisdom only comes through direct experience, and if we talk to a five, we are talking to someone who has been there and done that. So if you're a five, you could be a five of all the different suits, the clubs, the spades, the hearts. But you can look below, and I put there all of the different birthdays associated with a five. But I think all of us can connect to this in some way at some point in our life, or with the movement of the energy that these numbers go through. This is not numerology per se. It is definitely connected to the tarot, which is his birth card chart that he's created for this, but it is definitely interesting. And I'm curious if this landed with you. Post below if it did. I hope this is a blessing in your life and that you enjoyed this. Cheers.